Hi, hello, and good evening. It is August 24th, and we are here to recap week 3 in the Big Brother 25 house. And we're also watching Pressure Cooker on the feeds, except I'm actually not watching because the feeds are cut, and I
I was
actually
gonna say,
got a
right now we're
Justice
not
challenge.
watching nothing.
We're not watching anything, which is the perfect time to get into everything. So, there's no time like the present. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino, and this is Strat Chat, arguably your favorite reality TV podcast. So you can find us on all the socials at Strat Chat Pod, and make it very easy for you by finding all of those things via the link trade. What happened this week? For the casuals, we already discussed the veto, but like we actually got to see what the competition was last night. So let's get into it. This was like kind of like quintessential Big Brother for me as far as the competition was concerned. Like, obviously disappointed there was no sponsor. Who could have sponsored this one? Maybe Nickelodeon, for their submission of GAC. Do you remember GAC?
Oh my God.
That would have been a much better way to position some of this slime. The turtles are on an upswing, right? Return of the ooze. There's so many other things that we could have done with this, but we missed them all because we decided to go for nuclear warfare and said this is radioactive slime that our house guests had to climb through as dressed as chickens to go sit atop a post, if you will. What did Horton have to do with this?
Oh my God.
They had to cluck a little bit and feathers came down and they had to lay an egg and then he'll back through the ooze and place their egg. First one to get to a dozen wins. I wanted to have some other good pun there and I missed it. This was ill-planned. So what was your favorite part of this competition? Mine,
Felicia. Yeah.
Felicia, of course, Felicia. Yeah, had to be Felicia.
Felicia was giving me old school Kathy energy. Do you remember that that like have not competition when Kathy was like stuck in like the sludge? She's like, I just can't do it. You're like, come on, Kathy, come on. What was that? Big Brother 13 or 14? It was something like that. That's what this was giving me, and I loved it.
I was literally cry laughing watching her in this competition.
Yeah, no, the point where she just like wasn't even crawling and was instead like rolling.
Just rolling
through it, like, but this competition,
rolling
yeah. I really like this competition. I did tweet that it was like the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen because in my brain I'm going through again thinking like if this was the episode we told people, oh, check this episode out.
Oh yeah.
Get into Big Brother. Like I was thinking about that, and then I was also thinking about like if I was on this show. And like I'm going through this goo and I'm running back and forth, and now I'm sitting on this thing clucking, sitting like just thinking about how my family's at home watching me on the show. But it was fun. It was fun.
I honestly I would think this is fantastic. I would have been more proud for people to see this episode than that thing with the Nether Gorgon. I could have stood behind this a little bit more. But come on, you just want to dress up like a hen.
Yeah. That was fun. It was definitely it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did also enjoy just Felicia's stick-to-itiveness to make sure she made sure she got at least one egg. Like she wasn't gonna go out there with nothing on board. So
if I was that far behind, the way I would have been like, you know what? It's not for me. It's not.
It doesn't have to be for me. I'm HOH. I am good. I don't have to win this. Just for
Right.
myself, I want to make sure I get something in there. Yeah.
That
Um,
reminds me of like our Mario Party games when you're in 4th place and you're just doing terrible. You're like, I just want to end the game with 1 star and like
1
20
star.
coins.
Yes, 20 coins. You know what? I'd even be okay with ending with 11 coins. I just want one
Yeah.
more coin than I started with. Don't act like I didn't have a mark on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And this saw Jag take home the W. Very exciting, very excited to see himself removed from said block, which meant that Felicia's backdoor plan was in motion. She put up Mr. Hisam. All right, not so fast, not so fast. You can go have a seat over there, sir. What did you think about that? I mean, obviously we sort of did this. Who is this Mary? Oh, you speak of? Who's Mary?
I think Matt's messing with us. Mario. Maybe he's
Oh,
thinking Mario.
Because you said Mario instead of Mario.
That's really rude. I was like, who's Mary? Tell me things about Miss Mary. Is she related to Mac? That was terrible. We're already cracked.
We're already cracked. Yeah, it's almost midnight.
Whatever. What did you expect? You already knew we had a hard week. Loving the blue, by the way. What did your hat say?
Huh?
What does your hat say?
Mine?
Well, we know John doesn't have any words. I'm wearing a do-rag.
It says Astoria.
Oh, repping the hometown. Let's go, New York. Come on. Okay. So Hisam on the block. Good decision for Felicia?
Like, it is a good decision because, like we were saying the other day, he could so easily win out, but it's a bad decision for fun feeds for me.
Right.
I am not going to have as much fun as I would have had Hisam stayed. The drama that he brings to everything he does. Tonight's episode was all drama, and I was like, everything he says is so weighted for no reason, you know?
Yeah. But I will say, in terms of the drama, I was still a little disappointed when I saw some of the clips, like on Twitter, because I didn't really get the cats to fall out like we discussed on Monday. But I definitely thought there was more. Like when Hisam was going on this apology tour, I didn't realize it was a true apology tour just for like previous transgressions. I thought it was for a veto backdoor blow up, and now we're saying sorry for the way that we behaved, and I was a little let down.
From my understanding, there was a little bit of like blowing up and throwing people under the bus and trying to blow up people's games. I just think they didn't give us a full edit of what it actually was.
That's too bad.
Do you think think that on Sunday we'll get a little bit of like, here's what happened before the before the eviction ceremony on Thursday night? You know how sometimes they'll give us like that behind the scenes breakdown a little bit on Sundays?
I think it was more so that like it wasn't so much earlier today as it was like I think it was 2 nights ago, like overnight at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like really all over.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to see today, but I feel like sometimes they'll show like here's what happened in the the night before and the day leading up to the eviction or something.
Yeah. See, my issue with their edits this year, like we've been saying, there's been so much happening on feeds that's so crazy, like with the flip-flopping and the game talk or whatever. Half of this week's veto episode was content from last week. Like Corey dressing up in Blue's outfit, that happened when Riley was still in the house. There was like something, was it like an Izzy thing or a Blue thing? I don't remember what conversation it was, but I was like, this all happened last week. So much happened this week. Why are you giving us old content from last week?
Yeah. So I remember seeing clips on Twitter of Corey and Hisam apparently having a long conversation. I don't think we saw any of that tonight. So by the way, it looks like the feeds are back up.
Yeah, but all I see is Felicia.
Yeah.
So does that mean nobody has been eliminated yet from the pressure cooker competition?
I don't know. We can't see it.
Oh.
It's literally just Felicia, like on the couch.
I'm looking at it too now, but I'm saying like, so nobody was eliminated before I've tuned in, like as I was watching the challenge, and you guys were ignoring. Oh, okay. Okay.
I wasn't ignoring. It just didn't have my full undivided attention.
Well, that's not paying attention. So I mean, like, if you can say it's not paying attention, you can't say it's not not ignoring. I mean, like,
I was watching both things. I was just cued into two things at once. I wasn't ignoring anything.
I
I know what
did
happened
your
on the
eyes go like
challenge.
this? I mean, like, if
I
you're
think-
watching one thing, you're not watching the other. Like, that's all I'm saying.
I know everything that happened.
Listen, no shade, no shade. I'm just saying, like, but you're not prepared to pod is the thing. Like, so you didn't really walk. Just like that.
I just was surprised that we got the feeds when we did. So like, I immediately was like, oh my goodness. And then I was like, all right, nothing's going to happen for a long time anyway. And there was barely anybody talking. So I immediately switched back to the Challenge USA because I got bored. So
it was a good episode. It was. You guys missed it. That's
I didn't miss
it. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of time to get into it. Like, that's what we do on Mondays. But back to Hisam, Mr. Man. He did go on an apology tour, and he listened to everybody as far as their reasons up. So we're back over there. We did lose someone who's sitting on the side.
Wait, what do you mean sitting on the side? Where?
There's somebody on the right-hand side that is gone.
I see that also.
Yeah, we have blue on cam 1.
Oh, here we go. I was a little bit behind you.
Oh, okay. I don't need to see a close-up of Bowie. I need to know what's going on. I think it's Jared.
I'm sure this is very fun for our audio onlys.
It looks like there's two people. It looks like Suri also.
It is Jared.
It could be Jared and Saray.
And Suri, yeah.
Wow. That is not good. I mean, I guess it depends on what side of this you land, but it's not great. But so that's what's going on for the audio onlys. If you're not watching live, well, obviously you're not because this is audio for you. This is after the fact. It's 11:33, and Suri and Jared are sitting on the sidelines. Oh, as Miss Felicia watches. That's what she's
right.
She's not just laying there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. She's watching on the. It was so funny because earlier you saw her like she was watching for a couple of minutes and then she got up and she started cleaning a little bit. Then she started getting her snacks and sitting on the couch. And I said, Felicia is all of us. Just grabbing our snackies.
But then how come the people that are now eliminated, why can't they leave? Oh, what is it? The first 3 have to fall? And
She
then
said
they can
3,
go?
yeah.
Okay, right. So I'm like, why does Felicia have to watch by herself? Like, let her get her, festy bestie.
Listen, the way that I would love to watch by myself, that I would be like, y'all stay in there. I'm gonna hang out on this couch alone.
And so Jared and Suri have to take they have to take an envelope now too, right? Jared and Suri, and there's
they would have taken envelopes 1 and 2. I wonder how that went down. Like, who got 1 and who got 2? Not that it really means much right now because we don't know what they mean. Oh, Jason's here.
Yeah.
Talking about how Gina looks like a jalapeno popper. Yeah, we cracked. Matt said even the Strat chatters hate Bowie. I don't hate Bowie. I just don't care about Bowie.
She hasn't given me
anything,
because Bowie is Team Gino. So like, Gina stands the Lady Bowie.
We haven't gotten enough of her for me to feel either way,
Right, and she does come from Australia. We love it over there. So there's a secret love for Miss Bowie.
She's really had zero impact on the game. It feels like though.
None. Anytime game conversation happens, Bobby's gone.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hisam now on the block and basically promising to everyone after hearing everyone's reason for why they want him out of the game, basically said, whoever are the people responsible for saving me in this, I'm not targeting you. You have my 100% loyalty. And what we didn't get from this edit tonight is that, it looked like he was only saying this to the professors and co, but that's really not the case, right? We know from the feed that he was really saying this to everybody, which is really what gave us the reason that we thought that a flip really could happen here. Now, if you were in the house and playing this game, what do you think of that flip? Yeah, yes, even as late as today, because even Suri and Felicia were not happy with Cameron's behavior right before the eviction.
Yeah.
Did you see those tweets? I didn't watch this on the feeds. It's so tweets.
I wasn't on feeds today, unfortunately.
Yeah. Apparently they thought it was rather arrogant that Mr. Cameron did not pack a bag for tonight's eviction.
Well, yeah, no, I did see people tweeting about that. I didn't know that people in the house were talking about it though, because I don't think he packed last week either.
Right, but I don't really think that's an arrogant thing though. Like, everybody told him that you're good. Like, I mean, can you imagine if you were in like, I'm not gonna pack all this stuff just to unpack it when everybody told me like what an interesting thing to think about that we've never dove into, because like
Mm.
if you do pack when everyone says you're safe, it's like, oh, so he doesn't think he's safe. Maybe we can't really trust him. Whose side is he on? Like, what's going on here? Like, anytime somebody looks paranoid, that like causes like some suspicion around them. So it's like, what do you do if we're really focusing on like behaviors
I
that's
feel
small?
like if somebody was on the block and they were packed, I wouldn't really think twice about it whether or not they thought they were safe. Like, it's just like, oh well, you're on the block, so that's what you do. You pack a bag just in case. You never know.
Right.
I would
wouldn't think
sooner be
anything of it.
I would sooner be annoyed that you think you're so comfortable that like you don't have to even worry about it. You know what I mean?
Fair. Would you have been annoyed in
Yeah.
this instance? I don't think
Probably.
Cameron should have packed some. Oh.
I mean, I also just don't like Cameron, so maybe I'd feel differently if it was somebody else. But
I don't like Cameron either. I'm just trying to be objective.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would have annoyed me a little bit if he didn't pack.
It's also, to me, the other annoying thing is like, even if you're 100% confident that you're not going home, you still should like go and make your rounds. Both times he's been on the block, he hasn't campaigned at all. He's just kind of been told like, oh well, Hisam's the target, and he's like, yeah, all right, and like doesn't even bother trying to be like, hey, here's reasons why you should keep me, just like, to make sure we're all on the same page. Like, this is what I bring to the table, because for all you know, Hisam is talking you into a hole,
Right.
and he's sitting there giving them all of these reasons as to why he's more beneficial. They say, all right, well, Cameron actually isn't offering us anything.
Absolutely.
Cameron's been on the block twice in a row now. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you should be a little more ready. Like,
Yeah. You would think.
Right, because like that's I think we got into that on Monday. Like you keep saying like, yeah, I'm the pawn, I'm the one that everyone puts up there, to make sure the other person goes. But at the same time, you're the person that everyone thinks is expendable. So
Mhm.
like if we flip-flop, if something goes haywire, well, whatever, it's just Cameron. Like that shouldn't make you feel good.
right.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Which I think is exactly what Brittini was so upset about during Big Brother 23. She's like, cut it out. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't want to be like this.
Yeah, why does it
season's
always have
pawn.
to be me? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there is something about Cameron that is just like so icky to me.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like the Riley thing was like really, really weird too. But like, I try not to judge too much. But even like everything else, so like there's something about his body language and the facial expressions he makes, just the way he looks, just like I always feel unsettled after watching a conversation with him. Like even when he's talking to Red, it doesn't feel good. Like he's just an icky man.
Yeah. I know there was a lot of the back and forth on, do we take Hisam out now? Is it too early? But I honestly would have preferred, I think, if Hisam stayed. I'm of the opinion.
I absolutely would have.
I'm of the opinion that it was a good move to get Hisam out when they did, but I would have rather seen Cameron go home tonight. I don't like Cameron.
Yeah.
I mean, even just like, again, yeah, Hisam probably would have won out, so it was like in their best interest to vote him out. Can you imagine Hisam in this competition right now?
Oh my God, yeah.
He would hold that button for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And I will say too, like seeing how this is going, right? Like Felicia can't play, Suri and Jared are out first. It's going to get to a point where some of those people might be in trouble now that Hisam isn't there.
Right.
So,
but I think that, I mean, just for backdooring him in the way that they did, even if they kept him, I still think they might have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Like if I were Hisam, like I wouldn't trust them again, even if they were responsible for keeping me. Like, absolutely, I'm going to burn you next. Which I think,
like, yeah, you might be responsible. Like they might be responsible for keeping you, but they're also responsible for putting you there.
Right.
Yeah.
Jason doesn't like Hisam's face.
I think his face is fine.
I like his face.
Yeah, it's got a
fine face.
He's got a fine face. I do think that Hisam's the type of player. He's smart. He's definitely a tough competitor. So I do think that he also is the type of player to say what he has to on this apology tour and even play with them for a week or two, and then when the time is right,
get him.
Yeah.
Whap whap. Yeah. This is an interesting question for Matt. So let's just say like Hisam did win HOH via the cooker that we call Pressure. Who do you think he would have put up?
I could see like if he's not going to target the people that blindsided him, I could see him going for Jag and Matt because those are two names that he said, right? So I could see that maybe.
Do you think that
definitely? I think Matt.
Definitely Matt for sure. Do you think that he would have decided to backdoor Matt in the same manner that he was?
I could see that. Do you think that he would have targeted? Do you think he might have thought about targeting the showmance of Blue and Jared?
I could definitely see a Jared going up.
Yeah, I could see that, especially since he that was supposedly the entire foundation of why he put up Riley. Right? Wasn't that
the showman's
also
aspect?
Yeah, the showman's thing. They kind of like break that up. So I could certainly see
there's a piece to it, yeah.
A Jared and Blue.
But I would see more of like a Jared and Matt. I don't really see him putting up Blue.
Maybe as a backup if one of them comes down or something.
Yeah.
Or
maybe
Jared
just Jared as Jared and Blue, and like making sure that he knew that Blue knew that she was a pawn, because the real intention is to get Matt up there. And then if Jared goes, who cares? I would have loved to see what Sari had to say about that.
Yeah,
especially after saving him. Like
yeah.
that would have been very, very fun. That would have been
very wow. So yeah, all these scenarios make me feel like we're really missing out on Hisam.
Oh, we absolutely are. Again, like they would have been stupid to keep him, but it would have been so much more fun for us if he was in there. He would have been such a good villain this season. It would have been so much fun to watch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to him though.
Oh, for sure.
We have to reach out. I would love to have a conversation with Hisam. Yeah. But
yeah, well, that stinks. It stinks he's gone so soon.
It's a shame. But I do also understand it. Because he's the kind of person that if you do keep him in too long, see, let's just say he did stay in. Like these people here, he had more than a great shot at winning this, right? And if he wins, even if he doesn't have power next week, I think that the bonds that he would have made socially with some of the seeds that he had planted like during the apology tour, it actually probably would have kept him safe. And all he needs is that one more week of safety. And then like we're looking at a win out situation between like
as soon as
doubles
there's less
and all
people,
these things. Yeah.
As soon as there's less people to pull on the veto draw, like it's
absolutely
curtains,
Yeah, it is. Curtains is the only way to put it. Yeah, it was just such the right decision, but just not fun for us.
Yeah. No, I really, really wanted him to stay.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Except it wouldn't have been fun in the drama sense, because I don't think that he would have behaved that way. It's how I would have wanted him to go, but I don't think it would have gone that way. I think it would have been pretty calm and pretty chill about it, but like still have accomplished what we wanted. I still think it would be a fun week, but I don't think we'd see like blow ups and things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't decide.
Listen, I'm fine either way. I won't be filing complaints with Mr. CBS. But yeah, so we did lose Hisam tonight unanimously.
Yeah.
11-0.
Yeah. 3 straight unanimous votes.
Lame.
Yeah,
totally
I pointed that out on Twitter, and somebody got mad at me for complaining, and then I said, "Well, now you're just complaining about my complaining." So,
if you complain about my complaint, then like you're worse than me.
Yeah, yeah.
What was their stance?
Well, that was the thing that was funny too, actually, because they came for me. All I said was that the first 3 votes in a row this season have been unanimous votes. That sucks. And then the response was, even though you just saw that everyone had a vendetta against him, your ass is still complaining. And I'm like, what does this vote have to do with the previous 2 votes? And like,
what does your comment even mean, though?
But also, like, so much. Like, sure, even if everybody had a vendetta against him, like, somebody could throw a rogue vote and then, ooh, so much fun. I thought everybody
Right.
had a problem with
Right.
Hisam. Now what happened? Who's the rat, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And as a viewer, I like to see a split vote. Like, even if it doesn't get the outcome I want, I like to see people taking a stand. I like to see how that affects the rest of the house dynamics as we go
Even
forward. Like,
just, like,
that's still more fun.
something as simple as watching people one by one voting and being like, wait, I don't know where this is gonna go. It only lasts like 2 minutes, but what a fun 2 minutes, rather than seeing a
Exactly.
unanimous vote. It's like, well, clearly, if all of these people from both sides of the house are voting for the same person, it's gonna be a unanimous vote. Lame. Why are we wasting all of this time watching every single person vote one by one when we already know what's gonna happen?
True. I will say this was edited in a fun way, though. Like, I still didn't know. Like, when we went to commercial, I was like, there's still a little baby chance.
Oh no, the episode
Yeah.
as a whole, sure. I'm
Yeah,
talking
they did
about
a good job.
specifically the votes. Yeah.
Right, right. No, but even with the votes, like there was because who went first? Like the people who went first, I was like, okay, well, you kind of did what I might have expected. The flippers still haven't voted yet. And then when they went to commercial break, they're like, oh, and Sari and Izzy still have not voted. And it's like,
Mhm.
right, this is really where it matters. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is where it could flip. These are the people that we were waiting for. So I did think that at least the voting order was a good time. Jason better be quiet. Okay, coming in here with this nonsense.
Oh
He
my
just says
God.
these things just to make
Don't
us
even put it up.
crazy.
Yeah.
We're not putting that up. We're not putting that up. Freaking fool. We are not about to have that. I can't stand this man. Trump and you. Okay. Stupid. So that's it. Hisam's out of here. Team Petty takes his first hit. Boo hiss hiss, as my mother would say.
Tomato, 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 tomato.
So mad. Had to happen at some point. So what do we think? We haven't lost anybody in Pressure Cooker. At least not.
Well, aside from
the,
Jared and
right.
Sari,
Yeah,
yeah.
except for that. Right. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, woo.
I will say, ooh, camera one showing me my girl Izzy. I can't even take it.
I love Izzy.
Ooh, she is just so fine, though. My God, I love me some Izzy.
What I've also been loving about Izzy is like
so hard.
I say this with love because I genuinely do enjoy it. How many perfectly matching hoodies and hats do you think are in her suitcase?
Oh my gosh, it's part of the brand. It's part of
every single day she's
so
wearing
hot.
a different perfectly matched hoodie and hat. I'm like, hell yeah.
So hot. It is so hot. Love me some Izzy. Would you look at Miss Felicia walking around in her robe, enjoying her alone time?
That's why I'd be like, you can stay in there for 14 hours if you want. That is fine. I will be in my
fine.
room.
It's fine. Jason wants to know who we think is going to win Pressure Cooker.
I have no idea.
I
really don't know either. Yeah.
I kind of have put my money on Corey. I think Corey's going to pull this one out.
I mean, what's really fun too, I think this happened. This wasn't like a recent conversation. It was just like recently clipped that apparently America was on feeds talking about some kind of like online like app game that she was playing or whatever, where like literally all you have to do is just keep your finger like on the screen or whatever. And she played for what, like 20 something hours that she was saying she played, or 40 something hours, whatever it was. That she just kept her finger there. And we were like, ooh, okay, that's a good sign.
I like that. I like that a lot. I would love to see it America HOH. But I also don't think that Mimi should be counted out of this one. There is something about her that the more I see her, the more I just fall in love with her.
I'm not counting anybody out. I truly think this is anybody's game.
Well, all right. I think there are some strong contenders, people who I don't expect to make it to the end. Oh, I don't even know if I want to say this, right? Because if I fail, like, oh, Kyle's
But
canceled.
I
Well,
mean, this
whatever.
is
We've been
what
there
we're
before.
watching it while it's happening. This is fun.
Right.
Speculate.
I don't expect Bowie to be in the final three. I don't. Um, I'm also not expecting to see Red. I think once these people start to have to poop and things like that, they're gonna be out of here. Once they start to get hungry,
Yeah.
like, you know what, the hell with this. Because the people who are left, I'm safe. I'm at ease.
Would you, if you were coming down to the wire, to you and
Mhm.
one other person, and she just really had to pee, would you pee yourself to win Pressure Cooker?
That's an interesting question because there's different things at play. In a game perspective, I could see myself letting go if I felt pretty good about the person who was there.
Yeah, there's so
The
many factors. Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Brother super fan in me, I'm definitely gonna pee on myself. I'm not just gonna walk away. I'm gonna really give this everything that I have. And if I walked out of there like and I didn't win, then like it's just because I couldn't do it. Like I would not quit. So
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't just give it up. But I do see a world in which, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could feel better about being out because there's somebody I trusted, but I just don't. How could you quit something like that? That's like quitting OTEV. Like,
Yeah.
you can't quit a classic. Like, quit.
Right.
It's just so funny that we're considering this a classic because it's literally happened once before this. Like, it's iconic, but like,
Right. That's fair.
I don't
That
know.
is fair. Um,
By the way, I am laughing so hard
it's just that it
watching.
was such a big deal.
I'm laughing so hard watching Felicia sprawled out on the couch eating chips right now.
I like how Suri has just begun running in place in the corner of the room. To me, it looks like Matt is struggling a little bit. Like, this seems like the kind of competition that, like, you're standing there for so long in one position, like your back starts to tighten up a little bit and stuff. And like, and I see Matt like leaning over a lot. He's been squatting down a lot. I could see people like starting to get a little uncomfortable too.
Well, a lot of people, this is interesting. A lot of people on Twitter, like when this first started, because they were in the dark in the beginning. It doesn't look like they are anymore. But people were saying, I saw Twitter very divided of like, one saying it's not fair because Matt literally can't hear anything, so now you're taking away the only sense that like he really can use in this competition. And then the other half was saying that's actually an advantage. So I'm curious what we're thinking about that.
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know.
Sorry, I was typing and like half listening. I'm gonna come back to your question.
Are they ever at any point going to start like scaring them with things? Like, is it just
Well,
the fact that it's in the dark?
I have a feeling that that's why feeds were cut, because if you look, there's some kind of like snake situation happening in the middle that wasn't there before.
Because like I wonder, like I could understand like that being something that's not as fair to Matt if like something is coming out and touching them or something. You know what I mean? Because if you're not able to see and you're not able to hear, and then something just comes up behind you and touches you, that would freak me out.
They make you jump.
I don't know.
Sorry, yeah. Jason had asked like why this was an iconic competition, and because the conversation wasn't going there, so I didn't want to interrupt, and then it took so long to respond because it's hard for me to type because the computer is not at a good height. But he wanted to know why the competition was iconic, and I was like, I think that it's iconic because there's an nature to the endurance of this that kind of feels very challenging. This is something that we would have done back in the day, even on that show, and it just brings a lot of drama around the people having to be stuck together for that amount of time. And
it went for literally 14 hours last time.
Right. And it came from one of my favorite seasons where, like, you know, that's where we first met Miss Janelle. So, like, I love that season. So, like, I don't know, anything that came from there, I just automatically adore. I'm not going to sit here and say that Kaser was like my favorite player in the world, but he played with her. So, like, he's just one of my favorites because of that. Like, I don't know. There's a little bit of nostalgia and some emotion behind it. So, like, it's a tough question. Like it's weird to say like, oh, it's only played once, right? But it's very cemented in my mind.
Right.
Like,
And that's why
yeah,
I think it could be considered a classic too, even if it's only been done once before. Like it's been such a long time. People loved the pressure cooker the first time it happened. Like
People have been
how
begging
crazy
for
it
it to
was.
happen.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's why I feel like even though it happened once, I think because this could absolutely be considered a classic still. And like just the fact that they had Kaser come back and like introduce it and stuff like
right. It's
yeah.
just, yeah, it just came from one of my favorite seasons, so it just feels warm to me. That's all. So Gina, in my long response that I was typing out, like, what was your question? What did you say?
So when they first started at the very end of the episode, they turned all of the lights out. And now the whole competition was in the dark. And I saw BB Twitter very divided that half of the people thought this was very unfair to Matt and that they're not making enough accommodations. They're taking away the one sense that he really has to like get his bearings because he can't really hear anything that's going on. And then the other half was saying it's actually kind of an advantage. So I don't know where we land on that.
Well, tell me why it's an advantage.
People were saying that like
Oh, so he can't be
you
spooked
don't get
by
that.
anything that's going around.
That, but also like if people are trying to now like annoy each other out of it or argue each other out of it or like whatever it is, like any kind of pressure that like other house guests are applying to each other, that's not really going to affect him in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he can't see it and he can't really like hear it depending on where it is.
Well, then I think it's two things. I think it's both. It's an advantage and a disadvantage. Which then and I'm feeling this out. This is not a hard opinion. Do not cancel me. But I was going to say, like, but the most normalize his handicap. You know, because take somebody like a DF. Well, you know what? Take DF out of it. Me. I'm playing this game. Trivia, I'm gonna crush it. I'm gonna memorize these motherfucking days. It's nobody's business, right? But I am not about to be sprawling up nobody OTEV, right? Definitely an L for Kyle Petty. Like, you know, so like we have advantages and disadvantages depending on like who we are. So like with something like that where you can actually say there could be a pro and a con, is that something you should acknowledge? I don't know. You could really land on either side of that for me. No response, no food for thought. Just food for thought. What is it? Is that a hot take? I don't know.
Oh, I think the lights just went out again.
I just want somebody else to get out.
Right, because there is something to be said for, all right, so the lights are out. He knows the lights are out, but if you don't hear anything, if there's like, let's just say you said there was a snake in the middle. I don't know what this snake is.
There's like there's some kind of like vat in the middle that like that whatever is in the middle of the circle looks to be filled with snakes potentially.
Oh, okay.
At least
so
from
let's
one
just say something was like rattling around you. You might not hear that. Like, oh well, just be standing there.
Yeah. I feel like, and that could be an advantage, but I do think that if
Right,
like
it could be,
if the Nether Gorgon starts coming out and running around the circle and tapping people on the shoulder or something, then I would say it's a disadvantage. Like, you know, like
right, because you can't hear him coming, and so you wouldn't even know what sign. Right.
I don't know. It's a tricky situation that's been tricky all season.
And I think it's going to continue to be tricky. And it's an interesting conversation to have because even in something like this, like the diary room things, invalid. There's no conversation around that. Like that needs to be corrected. Like things like that, like that's unacceptable. But in something like this, you know, Big Brother at its core is a social experiment. It's also an interesting thing to see, like, all right, so this didn't work. So where do we land on even like social experiment versus game? And I'm not saying I land anywhere. This is conversation. We're
Yeah.
spitballing. We're having a good time. Don't cancel me. I'm having a conversation. That's all. Asking questions. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and have 0 followers. Like,
No,
Oh my
no.
god.
Yeah, I see a lot of people like kind of like squatting down, bending over. Bowie's kind of like moving her legs around.
Yeah, she's been doing like a,
mhm.
a little dancey dance for the
Yeah,
last
because she
couple of
says she's
minutes.
gonna be lying about her age.
I don't think this cast is they don't seem as well equipped for this as
Oh,
the
they
ones
are
back
not.
in the
This
day.
competition is not going for 14 hours. Not
Yeah.
a chance.
You don't think so? There's a world where there could be like a Corey in America showdown.
Well, at that
I
point,
also
I
don't
think that
think
one
that
would
Jag
struggle
should be counted
together.
out, except the fact that he's dressed as a chicken. I feel like,
I think if
can't
it
believe
came
he
down
still
to
has to
Corey in
wear that
America,
thing.
they're not gonna like battle each other. They just kind of like trust that whoever won would have the other.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. Matt's very sweet. Kyle has 1 follow on one of them. Kyle has none. Silly. So silly. I still don't think John and Gina would unfollow me, even if they were not thrilled with my
you
stance on
imagine?
something. And at the very least, I should at least have the podcast. I would think that,
So you have 4. You have
yeah,
4.
my mom, she follows me. She won't get rid of me. She's always down for me. So 5.
Yeah. So you're good.
That's a solid number.
It's still a single digit though. Not great. But I also see a world where we see Izzy for a long time. I don't think she should be counted out.
Yeah.
There
Oh
are
my
people that I
gosh.
think could last, but what?
We're over here just like talking about pressure cooker. We are forgetting there are very important things to still get into. It's time to judge Julie. Y'all better gather round.
We got so focused on the competition, we forgot.
We forgot. Julie came in showing us this beautiful floral print. Okay, a beautiful
Yeah.
cut in the front, showing us a
Mhm.
little thigh in a very cheeky manner right outside the BB studio. We have the second shot of her up, fun and flirty. At
Oh wow.
age is none of your business. We're just
Wow.
fun and flirty. You don't need to know the number. Showing off some beautiful jewelry on her left hand. Oh yes, she's fun in the sun. What do you think
I like
of
this.
Miss Julie this week?
I love an asymmetrical moment, so I think it's very, very cute. I love like the flowy like bottom and the front of it. Very cute.
Yes, she's so fun this week. Very summer.
Yeah. I love the hair.
Yes.
Um
Fun, sprightly, and young.
Yeah, I have to give it a hot. I have to. I would say that
Excellent.
if I was to somehow ever find myself going on a date with Miss Julie Chen Moonves, like a nice spring or summertime date, I would hope that this is what she was wearing.
This would be wearing a nice spring date. Silly. Gina, what do you say?
Oh, it's absolutely a hot. The colors, the cut, everything about it is so cute.
Yeah, it's giving us everything that we need. I third that. This is an absolute hot. Julie is crushing it this season. I wish I could do a quick retrospective of all her looks from this season, but we have too many Temptation Island people in this folder.
We can get rid of those.
Yeah. Well, we do have to wrap things up. We can't just let that go.
Do we?
But but I do care a little bit. I really think Drag Race should be the only thing that we failed. We should try a
Drag
little bit.
Race.
We should still
R.I.P.
Drag Race. We should still try a little bit. But excellent. Jason thinks it's been a great season so far. We agree. It's really been off to a bang, and like there's no way to know where anyone lands really, like ever, with all the flip flopping.
It's so chaotic.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how this week goes, especially with who wins HOH. Because now, because of Hisam and everything that was now uncovered throughout the week. Because the casuals, what you missed was that Hisam had those conversations of safety and security that he had with the professors. He had them with everyone. So, and in that, he really revealed everyone's alliances. So everyone knows who's working with who, which is an interesting situation now because it almost like resets some of this dynamic, or does it? And I think we're going to see a lot of that come to fruition based on who wins HOH on tonight.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. It's. I wish we had a better idea. I wish there were more people out, so that there were fewer possibilities. Because like I could see this going in so many different directions depending who wins. Like I just don't.
Yeah, there really are so many ways this could go.
Hey, who all gonna be there? Y'all there? Hi, friends. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat.
Matt.
Jason wants to know if we think it was a good move by the professors to get rid of Hisam.
For them, I do. For us, I don't.
Yeah. There's been a lot of, there's been a big division, I feel like, on Twitter on this. Some people saying it's the stupidest move they could have made. Some people saying that you have to take this shot when you can. I think that my head is still leaning towards, I look at what happened in Big Brother Canada with Ty. So I'm like, you got to take him out when you can.
Yeah, whether or not this was a good decision, I think will come with the outcome of this. Because again, everyone's alliance is now exposed. So if you don't get power right after that, then the other side knows that you were working against them. And I think that kind of serves as just, so who do I put up? It's not a full reset. Right? Everyone still knows these feelings are there, and people, they're gonna go back to what they were doing.
Even still, though, like Jason saying he thinks it was too early. We were talking about this last week. At what point isn't it though? Because if you don't take the shot now, the odds of him playing in the veto keep getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
If someone's gonna win out, you need them to not play in the veto. After a while, he has to.
Absolutely.
And to think that all of this happened because Jared picked the wrong door. He wouldn't have won 3 straight competitions.
You are so right.
Yeah.
All because he didn't know. He didn't even bother to read the other clue. What would have happened if you just read it and you could have still gotten there first? The world will never know.
It's wild.
It is wild. That's so interesting to think about. See, look, Red is not gonna make it.
Yeah, Red is really struggling.
Yeah,
he looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, he's really having a time.
I mean, to be fair, that's what Matt looked like a couple of minutes ago too. So it could just be trying to take pressure off.
Okay, all right, standing up for Red. Come on now, Gina for Red.
I'm not counting anybody out.
Gina
truly
for
don't
Red.
know.
Let's not.
We're
not talking
on,
MAGA.
Hold on.
Gina's a big Red fan.
Hold on. I did not say all that.
Gina wishes she drafted Red.
Exactly
I did not say all that.
All of a sudden, the truth is coming out.
Who are you swapping for Red?
Wow.
You want Red so bad? You want Red so bad? Who you willing to give up?
Putting words right in my mouth.
Yeah.
No.
Who you want to trade?
I'll give you. I'll give you. Red for Mimi. I'll give you Red for Mimi.
I love my team. Don't you touch my team. That's my team. I drafted them. That's mine.
Trash deal. That
is my team. Don't touch them.
I'm sorry. I would have to invoke the power of veto, but that is not allowed.
No, listen. We just found out how much Gina loves Red. I have the leverage.
My team.
Mimi.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's a rip. That's a rip. Especially because she chose. I'm cracking up. She chose Mimi as her winner pick.
Don't you dare touch my team. Get out of here.
So Red's your new winner pick, I guess.
Get the hell out of here.
That cracking up is actually that was a shout out to Eric, because that's how he talked. Eric from A Who Are Gonna Be There. Oh, he's always just cracking up. He cracking up. That's one my favorite things. I've been trying to work that into my vernacular. I just have such a good time. Yeah. Oh man. That's it.
Wow.
I ain't got nothing else. And we can still
I
just
know,
hang
right?
and just like, and we can just watch the comp, but
Ugh.
I have nothing more. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, we don't know what's going on. There's some kind of advantage, right? That's being left up to
Oh,
America's vote.
Oh,
That's right.
yes.
Get your ballots going. Get your ballots going. Go to cbs.com/BB vote and vote for your favorite person to win this advantage. We don't know what it is, and we're going to find
No, I
out
think
what's
we
going
do.
on. What do we know?
Hold
what do you
on.
mean?
I saw something. Big Brother, BB25 fans, the comic verse needs you. Vote for your favorite house guest to win the BB power of invincibility.
Oh, right.
Right. The winner can save
Did you know?
one of the next two evicted house guests. This power must be used at one of the next two live evictions.
So amazing. So amazing.
Yeah.
Matt wants 10 votes for Suri. Actually, I don't want to give any of my votes to Suri. Sorry. I know, super unpopular. I'm sure.
You can get
Um,
shredded for that.
yeah, I'm sure I will get shredded for it. But you know what? Listen, I want 5 for Felicia, and I want 5 for Izzy.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a solid picks.
And
I've seen a
also
lot of
wouldn't mind like
people.
maybe a 4-4-2 and toss Corey too.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
see what's
Okay.
going on. I think Corey's picks would be very interesting in a situation like that.
See, it's
He's
Yeah.
so
this
riding
is
the
this is what's
middle.
interesting though, because like this sounds like a power, but it could also be a huge disadvantage because you really have to show your cards if you're using this thing.
So many cards. Or it depends on also how they deliver this information to them.
Yeah, is it
If
like
they
a
get this
secret thing?
right, is it something to just
Mm.
find out about, like what are that power of the publicist that Tamar got in CBB2? Is it a secret or does everybody know?
Mm.
Right. Because this might be the thing. Everybody's been like speculating where it's like, oh, like they're gonna walk over to that door because that's the thing too, right? It has to happen. Is it one of the next two live evictions? So does it happen before the vote even? It sounds like
Mm.
you can save
Or is
one
it
of the
like
next two
you stand up,
evicted house guests.
or
Like
is
you
it
stand
like
up
you
to leave and
stand
the
up
door
after
is
the votes have
locked.
been cast? Yeah. But like, Julie says, and so is going home, and you stand up and say, like how exactly?
Or do you
How
put
do you
your
say it?
answer ahead of time? Yeah, how do you say it, Gina?
How do you say it?
Leave me be.
Like she
God,
can't
you never have
Leto,
any
she can't
fun.
do it again.
Never have
John
any
tried
fun.
to take my winner pick. I don't want
Oh
to
my
now.
God, that was obviously not a serious thing. Calm down. My
And I
goodness.
made it up.
Yeah. Jeez. God, we just want you to have fun with us.
She deflects all the time. The
I
bottom
know.
line is you still just won't do it again. Like we're not falling for the okie doke. It's 12-14, but
The
we here.
okie
All right, we
doke.
are here.
I'm
Silly.
very curious though to see how the power actually works. Because like, is it one of those
Mm.
things where you're like, do you get to choose like, oh, if this person gets evicted, I want to use my power or something, and then it's put in ahead of time, and then like the screen just comes up and says like this person saved, so you don't have to expose that it was you.
Y'all
But
don't
if
want
they're
to give
doing
no
a,
votes to Jag? You're not giving Jag nothing? What happened? Come on.
I didn't say who I was going to
Yeah,
give.
neither
votes
of us
to.
made any decisions. You're the only one that's out here exposing your votes.
Exposing them.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that they hope America votes for America.
That sounds very patriotic.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know though. Who would I most like to see? Maybe some Mimi votes I could throw in. Because Mimi has been not afraid to say like when she is like not feeling a plan. The whole math isn't mathing thing when people were thinking about saving Riley. So like if she is not like fully on board with the plan, she could be interesting to see if she might use the power to save somebody.
Right. I agree.
So maybe Mimi. I agree with the Corey one.
Corey be fun. I want to see Izzy in power just somehow. I think an Izzy HOH week will be. I might have to take off a couple of days from work. Like the conversations we're going to see, the flip flopping, like, oh my gosh, it's going to be an insane feed week. I also think that I don't think we're going to get it tonight, but I think that a Bowie Jane HOH would be very interesting as well. You know, because we've just seen a lot of her in the middle or not anywhere at all.
I just don't think she really. I don't mean this in a rude way. I don't think she knows what's happening. Like, I don't think that she has her. I don't think that her understanding of the structure of the house is
She doesn't
all
get
there.
it. She doesn't get it.
I think that she would just
Felicia is
do.
knocked out.
Yeah, she said night night. You're gonna be there a while. Good night.
Bowie would absolutely just do whatever anybody told her to do. Whoever she feels the closest
everyone's
to.
going to be telling her things, but who is she actually closest to? Because I feel like so many times when the professors are having conversations, she's out of there.
Yeah, I assume that she has somebody in mind that she thinks she can trust the most. You know, we don't know who it is because she hasn't given us anything.
I would love to see who that is.
Yeah.
I think that could be very interesting. And like, what does Jag do? You know, I want to see the other side win something. You know, it's not that I want Suri to be in danger, or I don't come for me, but I mean that would make it interesting, right? I mean, we are just getting kind of a Suri steamroll. It would be fun to see her in some danger and see her navigate her way out of it. Like, that's part of why we love Suri.
It's true.
I mean, it's so funny because she has been kind of all over the place in this game, but I think it's her like social game and her personal relationships that are the reason why it's not really to her detriment. Like, I feel like if anybody else was flip-flopping back and forth as much as she is, they'd be like, all right, we got to get this person out of here. They're a loose cannon. But because it's Suri and because she makes everybody around her feel so safe and so comfortable and so locked in, it's like not affecting her.
I think she also makes people scared, though. I think people know that, like, you know, if I tick off Suri, if I tick off Suri, she's gonna get me out of here. Like, I gotta make sure like she has no reason to target me. Just kind of just stay on the side, So even if I'm not really playing with her, I'm not going to be working against her, not actively anyway, until I have to.
Right.
So I wonder if that's some of it too, just an intimidation.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Oh, totes.
People are saying Mimi literally hasn't budged like the whole time. Everybody else is like bending over and squatting and moving their legs, and Mimi's just been. I think Corey's been pretty much solid too. Also,
Mimi has not moved an inch.
Yeah, I could see this. I honestly, the way everybody else is moving around and Corey and Mimi just seem to be standing there, I could easily see this coming down to Mimi and Corey in the end.
And that's interesting to me because I don't know what Mimi would do because we haven't seen really enough of her stuff either.
She really does keep to herself a lot. Like, even on feeds, all we really see is like her storage room rants.
Right.
Which really are just one of the best
A+.
parts. Yeah, one of the best things from this season so far. Who do you most want to see leave next? For me, it's Cameron.
I have no. Well, yeah, I don't want Cameron to win. I don't know who I do want to win. That was the problem.
Well, the question was leave next, right? Who do we want to leave next?
But again, like because I don't know who I want to win it, I don't know who I want to drop either.
No, I don't mean leave the game. I'm like,
no, I know what you mean.
I mean leave the Big Brother house. It's just a general question, regardless of who wins or not.
Oh, you're not talking about this competition. I thought you were talking about this competition.
No, I took it as next person to leave the house, and then I started to question myself. But no, I'm so glad I was correct. Yeah, who do we want to leave the house next?
Yeah, Cameron can go, or Jared can go.
Yeah, I'm far more interested in the Jared exit.
Goodbye.
I mean, I don't like Cameron, but at this point, I just think
I'm laughing at Felicia.
Yeah, she realizes she fell asleep and everyone's watching her.
No, it's not even that. I think like it looked like she woke up, realized that no one had dropped, and was like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, I just think that Jared is an interesting person just socially to go because that's definitely going to affect Suri in some way. I'd like to see what she
Yeah.
does about that.
Mhm.
Um, we're definitely going to get to see if the romance between him and Blue was anything
Ugh,
genuine. We're going to get to see
goodbye.
what she thinks about that.
Bye.
Matt wants America out of here. How do we feel
Ooh.
about that? Why is that? What's wrong with America? I think I like her from the little bit that I've seen. I am
She
endeared
for
towards her at least. Let's put it
I
that
think
way.
I think out of everybody who's here right now, she is the most like an underdog because there are like the two sides of the house that are going at each other, and she's really been the one that's kind of like not really anywhere.
Mm.
So I don't want to see her leaving just yet.
Yeah, I like America. Did she like delete every part of her social media before going into the house?
Yeah,
I think I'd heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been seeing
because
people like, is America?
that was how
I
we know that Matt was a recruit because she was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh well, how did they get you on the show?" And she was like, "I applied," and he went,
Right.
"Oh okay," because I guess they found him on
Well,
social media.
yeah, because I saw people like early, like very early in the season, being like, "Is America even a real person? She doesn't exist anywhere on the internet." Which is like really tells you like the times we're living in now.
Well, but like preseason, I remember people saying that too because they thought she might be a twist.
Mm.
It also makes me wonder, like, why do you have to delete your social media? What's on there?
I don't think she deleted it because she was coming on the show. It sounded when she was talking, it just sounded like she deleted her Instagram and was like, "Yeah, I don't want this anymore." Unless I misunderstood.
All right.
I don't know.
You don't have a Twitter or Facebook. You have nothing, though. You have nothing.
I wish I could.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what world is that? Like, how do you have nothing? Like,
Well,
even if it's
especially
just
now, right? Because the way that it's been changed is that you have to have an account to see anything, right? You can't just like go on Twitter from the internet without an account anymore.
Oh,
And I
really?
think so. Like, if she's a super
But,
fan that wants to keep up with feeds, you're gonna need a Twitter account
She probably has
or
a
an
like
X
burner
account,
account
whatever.
somewhere.
even just like a Facebook that, like,
I'm
to
sure. I'm
just
sure she's got a
share
burner
photos
account
of
somewhere.
family. Like, yeah, I guess so.
I feel like for her though, for such a big fan, I would want somebody running my socials while I'm in the house too. Like,
Mm.
Yeah, I want somebody talking for me and, like, hyping me up a little bit. Help me get some America's vote. Like, wait, so who are you guys voting for? We never circled back
I
to that. You guys
I
tried it.
haven't decided yet
voting
You
for
haven't
what?
decided yet.
for the
For
power.
America's vote. For the power
Oh,
of this invincibility or whatever.
I said Mimi, and Corey is who I'd like to vote
Oh,
for.
okay. Mimi and Corey. How are you not decided yet? You have no thoughts? Talk it out. Like, who are
No,
you
I
thinking?
have thoughts. There's so many people that I like. I can see a Mimi, I could see a Corey, I could see a Felicia, I could see a Matt. Like there are
What do
so
you mean?
many
What do you
people.
mean
We're
you could
asking who
see?
you're gonna vote
Who are
for.
you voting for?
Yeah, but I'm saying like I don't want to
Just
vote
giving
for
everybody
all of
one
them.
vote.
I don't want to vote for everyone. That's not fun. Then
Right.
I
So
might as well
Who
not
are
vote
you
at
gonna?
all. I can't decide. I'm telling you all
Oh
the people
my
I might
God.
want to vote for.
wow. Wow.
I like a lot of people in here.
So do I. I'm not voting for either one of my winner
Gina's
picks.
walking into the ballot box and she's just giving everybody one vote.
No, I'm saying I don't want to do that. I just can't make any decisions yet. She didn't say I have to vote in the next 20 minutes. Give me time.
Well, Jason wants Corey to get some votes. And I like that. I like that. Except that, again, it really could hurt somebody's game in sharing.
Yeah, I wish I had more information on how it was going to be unleashed because that would probably affect who I'm giving my votes to.
Because in that world, if they had to reveal who they were aligned with, there's even a world where Cameron is interesting. Just for the chaos that it would be. Would you look at Mimi's face?
She literally
Oh
has
my.
not moved a muscle since this competition started.
I don't know if
Probably,
that's
like,
good either.
She's probably like meditating, totally in the zone right now.
Yeah, that kind of concerns me. Jag is not moving a lot either, even with his chicken suit on.
Yeah, he's been doing okay. I've seen him like lean, like bend over a couple of times. That's what I meant with that back pain. I know like this, even at this point, they've been standing there for like 2.5 hours. I would definitely be like, doing the turn side to side, just stretch your torso kind of thing.
Yeah.
See, Izzy is playing too much. She's playing too much. That's how you mess up.
It looks like Bowie has kind of like taken the strategy of just, I'm not going to stop moving the entire time.
I don't know about that either.
She's gonna wipe herself out.
Yeah, and you're gonna slip at some point,
But it's a long night. You want to conserve, like even like what Izzy's doing. You want to conserve your energy because for all you know, you could be here for hours and hours and hours. Like, what's gonna happen if you start getting tired?
If she's dancing,
like you can't sit down, you can't kneel, you can't.
This is horrible. I would hate this so much.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Matt says, Strat chat pressure cooker. We don't leave until Gina decides.
Listen, I have time to figure it out. All right.
You honestly, like, you could just say a name just to participate and then still vote for someone later. Like, it doesn't even matter. like you could literally just say anybody's name.
No, because that's not Gina's style. This is the hill she's going to die on. She said, I haven't decided. I will not give you a name. And that's what I'm sticking to. That's Gina's style. That is her style. Well, I got something else for y'all. Since we're just hanging out and just watching the streams and everything. Well, give me a moment. I gotta move some photos around. Oh, Felicia is like, what is y'all doing? Can somebody come in here so we can have some quesadillas?
I wonder if part of the reason too, like, because I'm sure Suri could have gone longer in this. Like, she's been on Survivor, like, I wonder if part of it was really like, I don't have to win this. I don't want to win this. I'm just gonna drop out, and then I'll be one of the first 3 out back in the house. I wonder if she would have thought that, like, if she had any idea that she would still be in that room anyway, even though she gave up. I wonder if she would have like continued to play for a while just to see, like. I don't know though.
I don't know if that's a way of that's a good way of going about things. Jason said that Gina made a lot of good points today.
Thank you.
But
I agree.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very sweet
about it right after.
Exactly. You're very sweet. You're very, very sweet. And I'm sure you did make some good points tonight. I don't want to minimize you, but we also know why Jason is saying these things. Some people are a little smitten, and it's fine. I encourage it. But let's be honest about some things.
I know.
I'm just saying. We're just being honest. We're just being honest, right? Aren't we just chatting? We're just chatting. There's a couple people betting. I'm still preparing my surprise.
Oh, wow.
Since we've had so many conversations about America and things like that, I thought it would be noteworthy to say that this happened today,
Oh, God. My God.
And you can see flashing below his inmate number. Okay.
Inmate number.
Former President Donald Trump, right? His 4th indictment had to report to the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. Okay. And this is his mugshot. And you can see scrolling below his inmate number officially.
Oh my God.
So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
I don't know. Imagine like the people that are scrolling past this on Twitter and like YouTube right now that just see that face being like, what the hell is this podcast?
Like, I don't know what I expected your surprise to be, but it was not.
Yeah, that is not at all what I was expecting.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh God.
Well, my mom has a rule here because as I'm waiting for the house to be ready for me to finally freaking move in, my mom has a rule: we don't watch TV until 5 o'clock. that's when TV is allowed to come on. And from 5 to 8, we watch CNN. All right. That's why I'm in an unofficial relationship with Erin Burnett. It's unofficial because I just haven't notified her yet. She is now like my news bae. Okay, she's very snarky, she's very fun, but professional and respectful at the same time. She's the best. Erin Burnett out front. You can find her at 7 o'clock on the CNN.
He said it's unofficial because I haven't notified her.
Yeah, I just gotta DM her just to make sure I don't end up in the message request.
Oh my god.
But
Oh, my
yeah, so
God.
that's my life. That's my life. So when I saw that, I said, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this on the pod tonight. We don't have much
Yeah.
else to talk about once we recap the week.
It's the
Felicia's
first
still
time ever.
alone. No one else is gone. Yeah.
Yeah, first time ever a former president has a mugshot.
Mhm.
Well deserved.
Is it the first time ever?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is what they said. That is what they said. A little sad in a way. It's a sad day for America that these are the people we put forward. Shame. Sad. Some might say sad.
Actually, in other horrifying news, apparently I just saw an article that Donald Trump has actually decided to return to Twitter/X. So
Return how? Like as a poster?
yeah, as like a member of the tweeting or Xing community or whatever. So gonna have to mute that, block that.
I have to really think about that. Why is he back? That means Truth Social's a flop. We're admitting that means because he also had that competing interview on X as it is now with Tucker Carlson that streamed at 8:55 to run concurrent with the debates. Did anybody watch the Republican debate?
I watched it, but only with commentary from a podcast that I watch frequently about political stuff. So it was the debate in the background, but I never would have been able to make it through that debate if I was actually just watching it on TV. So like the fact that I could listen to podcast hosts like talk about it and make fun of it as it was going on made it a lot better to swallow. So
my mother and I watched the whole thing.
Oh, see, I didn't have it in me.
Yeah, no, we
I
watched
couldn't
the
do it.
whole
I
thing.
could not do it.
The very whole thing. And I have to say, like, I don't like everything about this person, but I was of the people up there whose opinions I do not share. Nikki Haley was not bad. I like some.
Honestly, she's like one of the best of that bunch, but she's still
she's still scary.
Yeah,
she's still scary. But of the options, okay.
It's not really saying much.
No,
I agree with
it's
that.
not saying much. It's except that it is, because there are so many much scarier options up there. So like, it's not saying much because it's all trash, but it is saying much because like you really can go a lot lower.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jason just said DeSantis. We're not doing DeSantis. All right, he's right. We're not doing that. Like this is what. Like, this is how I know you're absolutely just trying to get my goat.
Unless he was just naming one of the scarier options.
Right, exactly. I don't know when that came in. I just noticed it, and I will not display that name. Oh, now he's saying, why not? We're not doing this, Jason. Nope, especially not at 12:35. Absolutely not.
We're here to watch Pressure Cooker and have a good time.
Yes, yep, we're not doing that. We're watching Miss Felicia, and she's watching them. I just want somebody else to go down just so I can see Felicia have some company.
Yeah,
and kind of just see what happens on those cameras,
That's where I'm at now too.
I think that'd be really fun. because I feel like whatever group that is, they're gonna have like some good food, like the fun that they're gonna have in there, and then at least we'll get to then also see what the 1, 2, and 3 envelopes or just cards, whatever they are. We'll get to see what they are.
Will
Do
we
you
though?
think
I
they're
don't
gonna?
know.
I feel like they would talk about it if the sound's on.
I mean,
Do you
there is
think?
a world though where they don't open them yet. You know.
Oh, all right.
Do you think that like any of these? I know they did. All they told us right was that it was something bad or something good. Do you think that the something good is gonna be like any actual like power in the game, or will it be like, oh, I have not pass or something like that? And like, will the bad things be like silly costumes? Like, what do you think that the envelopes might have in them? Because it seems like the only real power that's being given out is this America's vote, and
I
then
can see
everything
this
else, I
being.
think maybe
I
like
can
a
see
five
this.
grand.
I was gonna say I can see this being like that one veto competition where you pass along, like if someone gets a vacation, someone gets a punishment, someone gets a costume, someone gets money. Like I can see that kind of a situation.
Mm.
Hmm.
I hope they're game things though. I hope even with whatever advantage, like if you're doing a 5K, you can do a 5K. If you're doing a costume, fine, do a costume. I would like to see some more. Oh, the lights are back on.
Oh, I'm a little
I'd like.
behind you then.
Oh, I'm on Paramount Plus.
So am I, but I think just like the amount of people that are on is making it like glitchy. Yeah, the
Oh,
lights just
okay.
came on for me.
Oh, all right. Wow, that's interesting. I'd like to see like some more like little game powers, like whether it be like you play this card and you add a third nominee this week, and this is good for 3 weeks.
Mm.
Um, just to see how that could maybe strategically be used. I'd like to see like, little things like that that don't totally alter the game unless you're socially good enough to alter the game. You
Because
know?
I'm trying to remember in 21 there was that like Vines competition where like they all had to do the same thing of like they leave and they grab like a whatever it was, and that was when like Tommy and Christy had to do that like weird poison ivy thing, that like punishment. So I feel like it's gonna be like silly
Mm,
things and not like a real like game changing something.
that
You know what
sucks.
I would
Save
love?
that for that one veto
Yeah,
competition. Like, don't do it
right,
now. Like in this, I
right.
want to see like something good. Like bring back
I want like
Pandora's
a
box with one of these.
yeah. I want to see like somebody has a secret veto in their envelope or something. You know?
Very delicious. We see that a lot in BB Can.
Yeah.
Secret vetoes coming out from the floor and like things like that. Yeah, no, we like a secret veto. That's good for like 4 weeks. Let them have them for like a month. It's so exciting. I also wouldn't mind if they did it better and maybe longer throughout the season. Like maybe doing something like the Wendy's points are supposed to give us, like bring back BB Bucks, but let it be a currency that is earned all the time or something, like more opportunities to earn, more opportunities to cash in, because you just
Yeah.
ended up seeing your favorite people just leaving with money in their pocket. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. That was a bummer.
yeah, let us give them more money. Let them be able to earn money for certain things around the house. Like, Big Brother Canada likes to do those things where Marsha the Moose will assign a task. And if you
I love Marsha the Moose.
I love Marsha the Moose. I know that Gina doesn't really. I don't think you do. You know her?
It happened in Kevin's season, but that was like
Mm.
the only time I've ever really seen it.
Yeah. See, in the early seasons, like Marsha would be responsible just for like simple things. Like if you do this, you'll get like a pizza party. You do this, you get like something simple.
Because
Like
it was like Kevin had to pretend he was self-evicting and like convince them that he was going to do it, and then he got something for the house. I don't remember what it was.
yeah, I would love to see like maybe little games like that come in. If you're not going to bring in a character to deliver it, then like say in this card, hey, if you can get people to do this or believe something, some of these silly,
Well,
silly paths.
there was another one this season because I remember Renee trying to convince Daniel C that she had a crush on him or whatever, but like it
Oh,
wasn't there was I don't
that
think
went
there was a character
terribly.
to it. There were like a couple of things that she had to try to do.
Right, right. Yeah, I would like for some of the cards to be like something like that. Like I feel like that's fun filler. Like it's very
Mm.
cheesy and it's very stupid. It doesn't really have any effect on the game, but at least like it's more entertaining to watch than like a Jared and Blue segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd rather watch that at least. At least there's a point to it.
How do you guys feel? So this particular pressure cooker, because I saw some people talking on Twitter too about how like the original pressure cooker was a much smaller button, right? That they had to like stand there and just like press, and like here, like I'm seeing people comment in the chat too, like it's a much bigger button, and like they kind of have their arm there, like able to kind of like lean. It's kind of like lower at their waist or whatever. Like
Blue looked like she was sitting on it at one point.
do you like this setup of the pressure cooker compared to the last one?
I think it could have its pros and cons too, honestly, because I feel like I haven't seen the button up close, but I'm imagining this to be like one of those ones, the very big red plastic.
Yeah.
And those suckers are tricky. You know, if you move too far to the side, it could just disconnect. You know, like if it's lit up and you're holding it down to keep it lit, some little movements, there are certain parts on that disc. You know what I mean? That like you could be, you're still touching it and you're pressing down as hard as you did, but it's just not engaging the same way. It could cause a problem. If that's the button, could cause for an interesting situation. Somebody can get a little bit too comfortable. All this dancing that Izzy is doing.
There is something that I missed though about how they were kind of in, like, I know that this room almost feels like a box, but there was something about the last pressure cooker where it was out in the backyard so they could like see the sun when it was coming up, and like, you know what I mean? And they were in that like cage sort of thing.
Right.
Like, I think that
it felt smaller, a little bit more claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It
Like,
definitely was smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that adds to the psychological impact of it a little bit too.
Oh,
like you feel like you're in this cage and there's less space, and that might have contributed to like, you know, some of the drama we got the last time we saw Pressure Cooker, you know?
See, though, I wonder, I feel like I would say the opposite. I feel like because they were outside and it was just a glass case and you can see what's happening around you with the people that aren't in it, I feel like it's more of a comfort than being in this, like, what looks like a cell, you know? Like, they have no idea what's happening outside of this room. They can't really see, like, anything of outside.
Sure. But I feel like, for me, for me personally, I think this room, it just feels like I'm in a room. Sometimes the lights go out, sometimes they come on. Whereas being outside, like it literally looks like they're standing in a cage, which would drive me nuts.
I don't know.
Like, I just want to get on the other side of this cage.
But I feel like, for me at least, just having the awareness of being able to see outside my surroundings and knowing like I'm not just trapped in this box. I don't know. I feel like I would find more comfort in the other one than this one.
I definitely wouldn't if I saw people walking around the backyard while I'm standing in this box. I can't go anywhere. That would annoy me. What's going on here? My screen just
really
like
thinking about it. Really thinking hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kyle either is ignoring this question or really, really contemplating it.
No, because there is a world. All right, I began this argument, really agreeing and like kind of thinking that like, no, I don't think this would bother me because that's kind of the experience that they're having in the house already, right? Like there are definitely days they cannot go out into the backyard. They're definitely closed in. They're not seeing certain things. So is this really that much different for the amount of time that they're spending in this room? But then that's not the question, right? The question is really whether or not what is going to bring me the most comfort. And when I think about the question in that way, I definitely then agree with Gina because I feel like being outside after having already had this experience inside would be more comforting. Now, but that doesn't affect on how I would play the game because again, I did have the experience. What would affect me less? I don't think I would be as affected by being in this cell environment because I've already kind of been doing it. But what brings the most comfort would be being outside. Okay, so that's what I mean. There's layers.
Layers.
I don't hear anything Gina's saying.
My mic was muted. I'm so sorry.
You know what was happening there? I didn't. I'm like, all right, how long do I wait? Because I thought that maybe it would catch up.
I was having a whole conversation with myself, and my
and I
mic was
like,
just bink, 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 and I said,
and
"Oh,
then
I'm
when
off."
John started talking over it, I was like, nope, he's not hearing it either.
Well, as I was trying to say,
Go ahead.
this literally is just like a matter of preference. Like there is no right or wrong answer to this one, but for me at least, I feel like yeah, you're stuck in the house. You don't always get backyard time, but at least you get free reign of the house. And you can go into other rooms and you can go about your business. Here, you are literally only confined to this one room with no windows, and you don't know what's happening outside of this room. I don't know what Felicia's doing. If other people leave, I don't know what they're doing. If I'm outside and it's a glass case, I can at least see what's happening around me. You know?
Yes. And I think that something else you said in there, and the fact that I don't know what Felicia's doing. See, at this stage, I wouldn't care what she's doing. But once 3 people go in there,
Yep.
that dynamic changes a lot.
Yep.
And it's like, now wait a minute. All of a sudden, I do care a little bit. And then when the next person goes, my mind is definitely going to be going, and especially because it's overnight. You know, we're tired now. We're spiraling. We didn't know we were going to do this. So it's not like we napped. You know, because we didn't know what was going on. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. In thinking that way too. Then it's going to be very interesting to see how these people leave. Because the next person to go now, Jared, Sari, and person 3 goes in the house. Who gets paranoid first?
Mm.
And then who drops after that? You might get some rapid droppage after that.
Maybe.
Rapid droppage.
Well, because that would also be happening, I would assume, like in between like 2 and 4 a.m. Eastern time. Like, let that next person drop. I think you're going to see a flurry and then a plateau.
You have quite a way with words, guys.
I do what I can, you know. Like it's 12:48. I tell my mom like Thursday is like Friday, you know. Friday night I like to stay in. I don't do nothing. But Thursday, that's eviction night. That's party night. So, because again, so for our friends listening, you know, we bought a house, but we're still not in there. It's locked up in probate court. It's gonna be a while. So I'm staying with my mom. So I have all these people like around. Like I don't know. Like I meet people. They just want to give me things, you know. So the liquor store by me, I call him Boozy Bay. Boozy Bay is always giving me free stuff. Like, you know, like those little like airplane shots and stuff that they have like right at the register. It doesn't matter how many I add to my order, I get charged 0. Like, these are on me, he says. It's amazing. So Boozy, so that's what my Thursday thing is. Like I go over there, Boozy Bay hooks me up, and then we get some bomb ass Chinese food. We watch some Aaron Burnett. we chat for a little bit, and then it's Big Brother at 9.
Sounds great. Sounds
Yeah.
honestly like a lovely evening.
Yo, it's a great Thursday. It's a great Thursday. I don't know.
I had a couple of gummies before, so you know.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, knew it would be a long night.
Hmm.
So we're really hanging for a bit, huh? We're hanging because Gina's not dressed to be hanging.
I know, right? She looks like she's like ready to go out on the town in Astoria.
Oh yeah.
With your hat that says Astoria.
Oh, I actually saw it the other way around. I kind of saw this as I got dressed up for the pod and I'm ready to get off of this thing. So I
can take my makeup off and put my pajamas on.
Lay down. Because I am down to still watch for like a little while. if you guys are, but like I gotta find a snack.
Snacks. Snacks. Snacks are good.
Snacks are real good. I'm staying with my mom, so snacks for me is like you can get an apple, it can be a little sandwich. Our big snack here, because my mom is advancing my age by about 60. Um, we like to snack on Belvita.
Wow.
Yeah, they call them breakfast biscuits, but we like them as snacks. I'm also a big fan of Teddy Grahams. Teddy Grahams are really,
Teddy Grahams.
yeah, I
Teddy
love
Grahams are
Teddy
delicious.
Grahams. Teddy Grahams are the bomb. I eat Teddy Grahams like potato chips, which,
I haven't had Teddy Grahams in so long.
oh, well, I'm gonna pray for you tonight. That is a whole. I love Teddy
I,
Grahams.
I'm having these Doritos minis that look like they're in a Pringles
Oh,
can.
right. I've seen these. Tell
Yeah.
me a little bit about them. They're not like Doritos 3Ds, are they? Because I didn't like those
No.
scary things you can stick your tongue
So
through. Like,
they come in this like
Not that
Pring-
sound.
they come in this like Pringles can, Doritos minis. They have the same two
yeah.
flavors, Cool Ranch or Nacho Cheese.
But you
And when
still
you open
chose the
it,
Cool Ranch. What happened there? Were they out of the
I
nacho
have
cheese?
well,
Cool Ranch is elite. What are
first of
you
all,
talking
Cool
about?
Ranch. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But second of all, I have a nacho cheese canister in the closet behind me, in my little pantry. But yeah, there's just these
Get
little.
out of here with Cool Ranch. I can't do it.
What do you mean? That is the
Yeah,
Dorito.
yeah, Cool Ranch
No
is delicious.
way. Now I will say
You're
I did have Cool Ranch the other night just to give it another go because I really like blue, if you couldn't tell. But really wasn't into it. I wasn't.
I
I
gotta tell you,
love Cool
yeah.
Ranch Doritos.
That's gonna be our next poll. What Dorito do you choose?
Yeah.
Well, the
Cool
right
Ranch.
answer is Cool Ranch, and everyone else is a liar. So
Wow. See, that's very Trumpish.
Yeah.
how dare you? How
I
very
will.
dare you?
Yeah, I will tell you, like this is. It hurts me to even say this, but I agree with Gina on this one.
He said it hurts me to say this. What the hell?
This is what's gonna get me canceled because I'm not down with Cool Ranch.
Should we put the poll up now? Let's put it up now.
Put it up now. Do it for 24 hours. Whatever. We got all day.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe it. Really? Cool Ranch
Oh.
superior?
They're so good.
Yeah, the Cool Ranch Doritos are fucking phenomenal.
Now
Sorry.
listen, if I have to say, like my favorite one are those is actually, and I know that you're gonna think that I'm lying to you because it just sounds like I'm being on brand, but the purple ones, that
So, like
sweet
chili. Is that
chili,
the chili lime one?
it's not lime. It's like a sweet chili or something. It's like oh my oh my gosh, I almost drooled just thinking about. Like I started salivating. I had to like catch it. It's just very delicious. Very
says
delicious.
Spicy sweet chili.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back. See, he said thoughts on the sweet chili. So I'm back. I'm not canceled. All right. So cancel my cancellation, please.
I don't know that I've tried
Okay.
that one.
Oh, thank God. I'm uncanceled. I'm officially uncanceled. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's actually my favorite. It's just that I know that that's an offshoot that most people don't recognize. So
I don't know that I've tried that kind.
I don't like to bring it into regular Dorito conversation because usually just me bringing it up, people look at me askance.
Scones.
So yeah. Okay. But that's where I am. That's where I am. See, Gina, you're sleeping.
What?
All right.
Please don't yell at me. I'm nice.
Purple bag. But I know that they're not going to come in minis, right? Because they're not that popular. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about those. If you're talking minis, which one would you grab? You're not going to find purple minis. I know. It's just the way it is. But anyway, so they're actual minis. They're not 3Ds.
You didn't see it?
I saw it. I just didn't know how to get out of it. Like we were talking so passionately about all this. I'm trying to backtrack and help me out here. 12:55.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm putting the poll up. It says, "What's your favorite Doritos flavor?" So I only did Cool Ranch and Nacho Cheese because those are the two big ones. But then I also chose an other option, and I wrote, "If it's other, drop the name
Right.
of the
I'm
flavor
sorry. I'm
below."
sorry. I think now we have to delete. We have to start all over again. Because now it's different. Now it's different. Now that purple is in the conversation, like it's not going to win, but I do
No,
want to
but
split the vote.
we can't include that one and not include all the other flavors. Then I feel like Cool Ranch and Nacho Cheese are the staple, and then we'll do other. And if it's
That's
other,
not
they can
true
name what
because
they're.
we're only talking about these three. These are the only three that were mentioned on stream. How dare you? See, you're already trying to cancel it.
I'm not canceling. Okay, so it's sweet, spicy chili. I'll include that one, and then I'll also do an other. People are
That's
gonna be
fair.
like, "What's sweet, spicy chili?"
Well, no, that's fine. Again, I'm not expecting it to win, but I'm just saying that it should
Oh,
not.
it's spicy sweet chili. Sorry, not
Yeah,
sweet
I don't
spicy.
actually know what it is. And it just, it's just one of those 7-Eleven snacks. That's what I was
chili.
typing. I wanted to make sure I looked it up so we can make sure we got it correct.
They turned feeds off again. I wonder if someone's in the process of dropping.
Honestly, including the spicy sweet chili, it kind of works for us because of the our colors of our logo. Now we have a purple in there. We got a blue one in there. We don't there's no pink Doritos, I don't think, right? But we got the red one in there.
No, I'll be honest. Like, because it was purple is why I tried it in the first place. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
that tracks.
Absolutely. But like, purple has never failed me. Like, that's the thing. That first one, I said,
Did you vote, Kyle?
No, I didn't vote yet. I didn't even open my phone. Nothing.
Because I wanted to see. I think one vote came in so far.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay, there you go.
You posted it on the pod account?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I actually so the reason I was asking was because I saw one vote came in, and I was going to see if Kyle was going to be the first one to vote for spicy sweet chili, so that for a brief second it was winning. It was winning in the poll, and he could screenshot it.
No, I'm not that ridiculous. Come on.
Let's not act like it's not something you would do.
Wow. That sounds more like Gina.
What?
It does. It does, honestly.
I know. I mean, it's not my fault. It's amazing how it's okay for me to be that way, but when we say it's you, it's no good. It went immediately from being okay to not being okay.
I love every single time the feeds go down. There's a huge chorus immediately of people going, refund, refund.
And rightfully so.
You're like, why do they have to cut the feeds every time that they're doing some kind of something in there? The whole point is for us to be able to watch everything.
Why are they doing that to us?
It looks like every time that some kind of scary versus something is happening, they're cutting feeds.
Oh my God. Matt Blevins, I just saw the tweet that you put up literally 5 seconds ago.
What tweet?
It was just put up less than a minute ago. A screenshot of our podcast.
Oh my God.
Who did that?
Matt Blevins.
Oh, I'm like, I didn't do anything.
But no, you got to go look at it though.
I'm coming. Hold on. I'm currently in the middle of posting. I have a lot going on.
Oh man. Hopefully this feed cut will mean that somebody is going to be eliminated when they come back. And maybe that's why. Something like that. I don't know.
My friend Eileen, who is the one that watches the podcast but doesn't watch any of our shows, texted me and goes, I've got your podcast on my computer, a TikTok live on my phone, and the live feed on TV. I think I've become a super fan of a show I've never seen.
That's amazing.
Oh my god. Eileen, I love you.
Make sweet chili great again. Especially with his inmate number on the bottom.
I know. So far we've got 7 votes. 71% has gone to Cool Ranch. Spicy sweet chili coming in at 29%.
And nacho cheese gets nothing.
Hey, listen,
That's
you
terrible.
wanted to split. You wanted to split the vote. You said your
No,
own
listen,
votes.
No, listen. Spicy sweet chili is still my favorite. Like that, it's still my favorite. But I'm surprised that nacho cheese is pulling in a Zippo.
Yeah.
So far.
Like
Well,
that's
these-
very disrespectful. Nobody has any respect for our forefathers. You know, like we wouldn't
far-
have Doritos if it wasn't for nacho.
Oh my God.
Our Doritos forefathers. No one cares.
Just descending into madness. This is unreal.
So far, all I've seen are the nacho cheese and the Cool Ranch, like mini Doritos in these canisters. Though I haven't seen any
Right.
other flavors.
Right.
Oh God, it's so disrespectful to our Doritos forefathers. People that are listening to this audio only are gonna have no clue.
Yeah, I'm
what
so
was
sorry
happening
to
tonight.
those people.
They're just gonna tune out. They're not gonna listen. They would have
They
already left. I don't need to listen to these people watching a live feed that I didn't watch. Just gonna leave.
By the way, it does look as though feeds are back up. Nobody additional drops, but Felicia is out cold on the couch right now.
I did notice that.
Good for her. This will probably be the best night's sleep she's had since she's gotten there. Just a nice, quiet house.
I would be thriving in there right now.
I would be absolutely loving this.
I'd be like, please, nobody let go of this button. This is my house now. Goodbye.
Y'all just keep doing what y'all's doing.
This would be the perfect time to her have like saved a little bit of wine, so when she came into the house and everybody started, she could watch and just have her wine and a little snack and then fall asleep.
If only she knew this was coming.
Yeah,
this is the perfect week to not be playing.
Except like Felicia and Hisam would have been the fireworks in this competition, unfortunately, you know?
Yeah, it would have been, except that I still don't think that Hisam would behave that way after the way he was here. Like, well, who knows? Because people do whatever they need to do just to get to the end of the week, you know? He could have flipped. We don't know that, man.
Especially like with Izzy being in here. I feel like him and Izzy would have been fireworks.
Oh
It's
man.
definitely possible.
Nacho cheese has gotten 15% of the vote. Spicy sweet chili is in the lead.
No way!
46% of the vote. Cool
Literally,
Ranch
how did
currently
this become the podcast? How did we get here?
Cool Ranch currently sits second place. With
We started talking
38%.
about a week of Big Brother, and now we are watching as a competition unfolds and a poll of which Doritos flavor is the most delicious.
Yeah, well, because there's because I'm enjoying watching the competition, but everybody's just standing there. Like, what are we supposed to do? A play-by-play?
There's more movement on our Doritos poll than there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in Pressure.
And in all this time we've been talking about nonsense, nobody has left the feed. So
yeah, thanks for hanging.
So thanks.
for hanging.
Yeah.
Chip
Matt
chat, a
says
Doritos
this is turned to
podcast.
chip chat. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I did actually advertise on my own Twitter, advertising in favor of the sweet chili. I did do that.
Oh, so you
So
gave
you're
it a little bump, probably.
cheating.
Well,
That's not cheating. See, this is Gina always accuses of cheating. This is not. We're promoting a poll on our podcast account. It would be bad not to share it.
Oh my god! Now you're yelling at me.
Ooh.
My goodness! My goodness!
All I did was share it,
Who
and
was
I
yelling?
said, "Come
Who was
on now,
yelling?
y'all!" with a picture of the sweet chili bag. That's all I did. And I hashtagged all of our friends at the BB25 and the Challenge USA hashtag. That's all. They are free to
Listen.
click however they want. It's
Listen,
not like
I don't
they
think
just voted for it just because I shared it.
I don't
Well,
think you did
now we all
anything
gotta
wrong.
quote it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
go
don't think
ahead.
you
You're
did
welcome to
anything
do
wrong.
so. You're welcome to
We
do
should
so.
really be doing it anyway. We should be promoting our podcast.
Okay, John, I'm sorry.
Matt said it's full
Okay, to be
spontaneously.
fair, retweeting this tweet is not promoting our podcast. We're talking about freaking Doritos.
Of course it is. Of course it is. This is absolutely promoting our podcast. It's a post from our podcast account.
So stupid. So stupid. Oh gosh.
I am so like invested in this poll now.
Let's go, Cool Ranch.
It's gonna be the first thing I check in the morning.
I'm gonna talk about it during my interviews tomorrow. Like, are you on Twitter? I need you to find me. I'm Kyle Petty. I need you to vote for spicy sweet.
That is your first interview question. Which Doritos flavor of these three would
and
you
they'd be
choose?
like, nacho chip, click. So stupid.
Oh man.
So stupid.
I could see you getting like actually angry at someone who says Cool Ranch is their favorite.
I'm like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. You know what? We've decided we don't want to move any further with this process. It's like that was the only question you asked me.
And it was also the most important one.
Right. It's the only question that matters. Thank you for your interest in this financial institution. I don't want people to know where I work. Get me canceled for real.
Oh, okay. Listen to this. Somebody that goes by the name Arby's Defender.
Oh, I like her.
I just saw that.
says
it's nacho cheese. The others don't exist.
Wow. You know who Arby's Defender is?
Who?
That's that's Shundog.
Yes,
from the challenge game that we played. Shoot, what is her real name? We all called her Mariah, but I know her name wasn't Mariah. She told me her real name. Is it because she looks like Mariah Carey? And she does. She definitely has a resemblance.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's who that is. She's real cool. I would definitely play one of those org games with her again. Very loyal.
Yeah.
I trust her. All right.
Spicy sweet chili has fallen out of the lead. Cool Ranch at 43%. Spicy sweet chili at 33%. And nacho cheese at 24%.
But the spicy chili is holding its own. And that's exactly what. No, it is. It is. That's what I'm saying, though. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like one of those really, really weird actors. Like, what the hell is that? Like, it's not like one of those weird ones. Like, I feel like purple is a strong third. I'm pleased that we're in second. I expected to be in third, but I did not expect to put up embarrassing numbers. So I'm pleased with the way that it's going.
Oh my god.
But I am surprised that Cool Ranch has such a huge lead, because I definitely see that as the more inferior of them all.
Well, I happen to think that that's the wrong opinion.
Wow. The wrong opinion. Yeah, that's horrible.
I actually have ice cream downstairs too. I'm really tempted to go get it.
Well, like, I mean, it is 1:09. I mean, it probably still is time to go to bed. Like,
we can still watch from the comfort of our beds.
Right.
It's very true.
I mean, it does feel like it's still time to hang up either way. I mean, like, I still have work tomorrow. This isn't actually Friday. You know.
I do also have work in the morning.
Right.
I just wish that somebody else had gone down by now. I felt like Jared and Sri were out so quick. I figured we'd lose one more in all this time. So.
I all week long have been like, oh well, there's no way this pressure cooker is gonna last 14 hours, but we're at the 3-hour mark and we've only lost 2, so we could be here for a while.
This could be epic.
Has not moved.
Has not moved a millimeter since we started this competition.
The thing about this, I'm definitely gonna still watch more, but I think it's time for a PB&J or something like that.
I hear you.
I'm about ready to take my contacts out and go night-night.
Yeah.
And by that I
yeah,
mean lie down and continue watching this competition.
absolutely. Um, all right. So what do we have coming up next? I'd like to actually make a motion that we move Challenge Mondays to 9:30.
Instead of 9. You want to
Yeah.
do 9:30, 10:30? Like that what? That
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I feel like people are more used to us at that time. Um, I feel like there's a little bit more people that hang out after the
Yeah.
9:30 mark. I don't think we need as big of a break in between. We could do 9 if maybe Lewis and Michelle want to come back through, but
Hell yeah.
something like that. But
I
otherwise,
would love to talk to them again.
I would love
Especially
to.
now.
Right, absolutely. Um, especially after, well, it looks like Dusty could be on his way out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Trouble.
That's what I want. Good.
Yeah, I'm pissed at him.
I'm very pissed with him. So I would certainly love to talk to Lewis after that happens. So we'll see what's up. But I mean, if something like that was happening, then we could do 9, so we can have the extra time. But
Yeah. No, I'm down. I'm down with that.
yeah. All right. So that's Monday. Likely 9:30. And then obviously Big Brother 25 at 10:30. You can find us on all your favorite socials at Strat Chat Pod. Oh wait, we also have a Claim to Fame finale night on Monday as well.
Yes.
That's wrapping up on Monday as well. So we're gonna have to find some time to chat about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna want to wrap that one up and talk about that. I do not want that to suffer the same fate as Temptation Island and Drag Race. Definitely want to make sure we wrap that sucker up. So more to come on that. But Monday be 9:30 in the challenge and 10:30 for Big Brother 25. Strat Chat Pod. TikTok is blowing up thanks to Gina. You better get on it before before it's too late. It's but it can't be too late, right? It'll always be there.
Listen,
Yikes.
the sooner we get to 1,000 followers, the sooner we can go live on there too. So
Right, that'd be cute. Yeah, let's expand our reach. Really get our money's worth for all this free stream stuff. Get some more bang for my buck.